This is June 2005, question number 7. It says the market for tractors is supplied by two firms, X and Y, each initially having 50% of the market. A 10% increase in the price of tractors lead to an increase in output from firm X of 10% and from firm Y of 20%. What is the price elasticity of supply of tractors in this market? So price elasticity supply is simply percentage change in quantity supplied over percentage change in price, and we know this that PES is telling us how producer will react to a change in price. The only thing that is tricky in this question is this, that there are two firms, firm X and firm Y, and they are dividing their market 50% each, which would mean that market share for firm X is 50%, while market share for firm Y is 50%. So when the price went up by 10%, as can be seen, firm X is able to produce 10% more, and firm Y is able to produce 20% more. So in other words, if I look at 10%, the change in quantity is basically 10% for firm X and 20% for firm Y. But we can't really say that the overall output in the market has gone up by 30%, because these two firms hold a market share of 50% each. So market share is 50% and 50% each. So what we first do is find out basically the weighted average. In other words, how much in total the output has gone up, given both firms are holding only 50% of the market. So what I'm going to do is this: I'm going to multiply 10%, which is the market increase in output for firm X, with 0.5, which is basically what their share would be, plus 20%, which is the market quantity increase for firm Y, times its market share, which is 0.5. So that would mean in reality firm X is being able to increase its output from to 10% times 0.5 by 5%, and firm Y is being able to increase its output by 20% times 0.5, which is 10%, and then we add this together, it becomes 15%. So change in quantity supplied is actually not 30%, which will come when we add this, but actually 15%, which is basically coming because of the fact that these firms hold 50% of the market. Now we'll put this in this formula. So my PES will now be, the PES will now be 15%, which is percentage change in quantity supplied, divided by percentage change in price, which is simply 10%. It will come out to be 1.5. So the right answer for this question is B, 1.5.